The spiral tool, activated by a Shift-Option-S or Shift-Alt-S on the keyboard, creates what is known as an Archimedean or arithmetic spiral. The first three mode settings are similar to ones you may have seen in the door or window tools: standard, offset, and wall insertion. We'll cover these modes after we've explained the basic use of the tool. The third set of modes for the spiral tool are referred to as alignment modes. Align object left and align object right are very straightforward. Align object left causes the first click to set the left side of the spiral to be created. Align object right causes the first click to set the right side of the spiral to be created. Align object center and align object origin may seem to be identical at first, but the difference is subtle. Align object center aligns the cursor at the center of the height and width of the spiral overall. Align object origin aligns the cursor at the very beginning of the spiral's path, allowing you to insert it precisely on a snap point or aligned with other geometry. The second click in all these modes sets the rotation of the spiral, using the first click as a pivot point. Double-clicking will set the spiral with no rotation at all. Now that you've seen the use of the tool, we'll take a step back and cover the first three modes. Standard insertion will insert or create the object at exactly the points you click on. Offset insertion allows you to set an offset distance from the clicked location for the object to be created at. Wall insertion will control whether the object will attempt to insert itself into any walls you draw it on top of. If disabled, it will not insert into any walls and will be placed on top of them. The final button in the toolbar is the Preferences button, which allows complete control of the properties of the spiral itself. Distance per turn defines the distance between the outer edges of two adjacent turns of the spiral. Number of turns specifies how many times the spiral will sweep around. One complete turn is 360 degrees, or a value of 1. Start radius is the distance from the geometric center of the spiral to the end point of the inner side of the spiral. Increment lets you choose how many points are used to define the curve of the spiral. For example, 1 would be the most accurate, defining each degree along the spiral's path. 90 would result in a slightly wobbly look. This can be most easily seen by ungrouping one spiral made at each setting and seeing how many vertices they have, as shown here. Finally, if you enter a value for thickness, it defines the distance between both sides of the spiral drawn as a solid filled polygon. If you leave thickness set at 0, it will draw a single polyline with no fill. This is a very useful tool to have, as it's difficult to draw this kind of spiral freehand accurately without creating a large number of reference lines or points.